consumers gain their organic molecules by ingesting the tissues of other living organisms or recently dead organisms. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
Either they kill the individual, means the individual organism, or someone who has just died. What they do is they eat them. Let's say, for example, vultures are there, right? So vultures, what they do is vultures don't kill people, right? Okay,
Right.
clear? So
Mm-hmm.
vultures, what they eat is someone who has died recently. Okay, clear?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Cool. So consumers are those group of organisms who will eat up the food and they will digest the food inside the body. Okay, clear? So consumers can be broadly classified as two types. Okay, the ones who eat plants are called herbivores, and the one who eat other animals are called carnivores. Right? Any doubt?
No, sir. No doubts.
Now, apart from this herbivores and carnivores, there is one more category. What is that? Those who eat both plant and animals like human beings.
Omnivores.
Omnivores, right?
Right.
Cool. So omnivores are the ones, those who eat both plants and
Human.
animals.
Yeah. I mean animals.
Okay.
Sorry.
So there are many like species around us which are both, means basically they are omnivores, right? They can eat both plant and animals. Okay. Clear? Cool. Now coming to next type, that is detritivores. Now in last class we had a discussion on this, that what are detritivores, right? So detritivores, what they do is they feed on dead organisms, okay, clear, or their waste, okay, ingesting animal waste. What do we mean by animal waste? Means some of them like uh, means feed on the dead parts or the fecal matter as well. Okay, so all those organisms which feed on the tissues of dead organisms, okay, clear, they are called detritivores. Okay, but the difference between the detritivores and the saprotrophs, detritivores carry out internal digestion, means the food is taken inside and the digestion is completed within the body of the organism. Okay. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Cool. So examples of detritivores are earthworms, wood lice. Okay, clear. So dung beetles, what do they do is they ingest the dead organisms. Okay, clear, and then they digest it and release it. Now what happens is detritivores also play a very important role. Why so?
Because uh they also help to fixate like nitrogenous waste into the like into the soil, I think,
Uh-huh.
and because they're basically like natural decomposers, so that's what ensures that like there's not waste all around like forests, for example.
Right. Okay. So they are actually not complete decomposers, but they help in the process of decomposition. But apart from that, when they are eating up dead and like decaying organisms, what they do is the fecal matter they are releasing in the soil, right? That
Yeah.
fecal matter is highly rich in inorganic nutrients, inorganic elements like nitrogen, carbon, hydrogen, etc., etc., right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So based on like from where the food chain starts, there are different types of food chain as well. In general, what we study is that the food chain always starts with
Plants, so like producers.
plants, producers, right? Okay. Producers are now they are eaten up by
Primary.
consumers. Now consumers are of different types, right? Very good. Primary consumer, then
Secondary consumer.
secondary consumer, very good, and tertiary consumer, so on, right? Very good. Okay. But there is one more food chain that starts with dead and decay matter. That is called detritus. What it is called?
Detritus.
Detritus. What is detritus? Dead
Dead
animal or plant parts, right?
right.
Now they are eaten by whom? They are eaten by detritivores. They are eaten by detritivores, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then coming to this food chain, other consumers. Let's say earthworm we talked about, right? So earthworm will be eaten by some other organism, right? Like
Um,
who can eat earthworm?
I don't know. I think like wouldn't cows end up eating some earthworms?
Cows don't eat earthworm. Birds eat earthworm.
Okay.
Okay. Number of birds. Okay, you might have seen they are picking something on like land, right? Okay, what they are looking for, number of insects, right? So most of the birds actually they can eat seeds or they can eat insects as well. Okay, yeah. So this type of food chain which starts with a producer, basically with a plant, that is called a grazing food chain. Which type of food chain?
Great.
Grazing food chain. While the one which starts with detritus is called DFC, detritus food chain. Do saprotrophs. Now, saprotrophs, what they do is they perform a different kind of a digestion, which is somewhat called absorptive type of nutrition. Which type of nutrition?
Absorptive nutrition.
Absorptive. So let's say this is a plant, dead plant. Okay, clear? And on this particular plant, what is growing? Basically a fungus is feeding this plant, right? Let's say this is a fungal colony. Now what they do is they don't have a system like digestive system like us, right? Okay. So they
Okay.
cannot digest it inside. So what they do is, okay, they release certain enzymes. On the plant, what they do is they release certain digestive enzymes. Now, because of the effect of these enzymes, what will happen after some time, you will see that the plant will now start getting digested. Okay, so the organic matter of the plant is now getting converted into inorganic element, right? And then that inorganic elements will be absorbed by the saprotroph. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, so this type of nutrition is known as absorptive type of nutrition, and these organisms are known as saprotrophs. What are they called?
Saprotrophs.
Saprotrophs. Okay, and the ones who are before this means we talked about consumers and retrievers, right? They have which type of nutrition? They have holozoic mode of nutrition. Which type?
Holozoic.
Holozoic. Holo basically means complete. Okay, clear? So they are taking up the food inside and then digestion is done inside the body. While absorptive nutrition is what? Digestion is done outside and then the digested food is absorbed. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
So humans perform which type of nutrition?
Um, Holozoic.
Holozoic, right? Okay, cool. So now let's come to saprotrophs. So saprotrophs ingest the tissues of dead organisms and waste material, but they secrete enzymes on their food and digest it externally. So first digestion is done and then it is absorbed. So products of this external digestion are then absorbed by them. Is it clear? Some examples of saprotrophs include fungus and bacteria. Okay. Fungus are one of the major like contributors to decomposition on Earth, right? So many of these fungal species they are saprotrophic, okay? So they help in the process of decomposition a lot. Clear? Now, the enzyme that we talked about, right? So what these enzymes are doing, these enzymes are converting the organic molecules, right? Like carbohydrates, lipids, fats, proteins into their inorganic constituents. Remember, see, when we say glucose, right? So glucose is what? Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Okay. And what is this? This is a organic molecule. So what happens is when decomposers, what they do is they digest the food, they convert this organic matter into their inorganic forms like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Similarly, when proteins will be broken down, it will release nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, carbon, right? Okay, clear? So when saprotrophs they perform this digestion, biological molecules are broken down to release a range of products, right? Some examples given here are ammonium ions and phosphate ions. Now what happens is all these ions, right, where they are added up, they are some of them are added up in soil. Okay, clear?
Okay.
Understood? Any doubt? See,
No.
when they are eating up all these things, right? So not everything is actually supplied to them, right? When they absorb it, some of the nutrients like are absorbed by the fungus or the bacteria, but a number of these like digested food material will still remain there in the soil, right? And eventually what they will do is they will increase the fertility of the soil, right? Or the nutrient value of the soil will be increased, right? Any doubt?
No, sir, no doubts.
Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Cool. So saprotrophs, first of all, what they do is they help in decomposing all the sorry, dead organisms, right? Apart from that, what they do is they help in enrichment of the soil as well. Okay, clear? So
Yes.
when these nutrients like nitrogen, hydrogen, carbon, when they go back to the soil or the atmosphere, then what happens is they are now again available for other organisms. Like it is absorbed by producers, then from producers it will again go back to the consumers.
Okay, sir.